As someone who is constantly juggling long lists of information or long lists of links to products, just lots and lots of data, the online note-taking apps that are, pretty well proliferated around the internet on your phones, on your computers, have been absolutely invaluable. Really, ever since I got the original Surface Duo, I have been using Microsoft's OneNote, and the primary reason is because of how feature-rich it is. Not only does it sync from device to device really, really well, not only does it work well on large screen and small screen devices as well as on my computer, but there is a whole plethora of formatting settings that I can dive into. I can change the size of text, I can bold, I can underline, I can strike through, I can do little dots to like indent things, listing, things like that. It's really, really feature rich, and that comes in handy again as someone who has these long lists of information. I need to organize my thoughts as best I can so that I can then use that as a reference point to make reviews and things like that on this channel. Now, another note-taking app that I used to use back in the day for simpler tasks was Google Keep. And I really do like the appearance of Google Keep. I like how it works in general, but once I started doing this YouTube channel and doing reviews and things like that, where I needed to organize lots of information, I found that it just was not quite up to snuff for me. However, it appears that with a recent update on August the 17th, and then there's also a server-side switch that has to take place, right? You can have the correct version. I have it installed on my phone, but these features have not hit me yet because Google has not seen fit to flip said switch and enable them for me. It appears, again, via Michal Rahman, who just has all the news these days, that is about to change. There is new formatting settings coming to Google Keep. You can see here this pop-up, new, format your text in new notes. And then on this other image, you can see some of these options for formatting. The little letter will sit down there at the bottom, and you'll be able to go in and change the size of the text, bold, italic, many of the same exact things that I'm talking about from OneNote. However, I don't think that that's going to be quite enough for me to switch, although once it hits, I'm definitely going to try it for a while. I still think that OneNote is going to have some pretty big advantages. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. So we'll start off by looking at OneNote on the cover display of my Pixel Fold. And as you can see, we're in Shane's notebook, and then there are sections. And this is one of the biggest advantages to me. It's just superior organization. If we go to Google Keep, this is kind of the visual that you get. You can color code things, but that's really about it. And frankly, that's just not enough for me. Let's jump into the section for the YouTube channel. And you can see that within that, I have all of these different pages, and I can go in and just simply pick one. We'll just do the Pixel Fold links, and you can see there everything is. You can pinch to zoom and move around, and you can see down here several more options that you have at your disposal. Let's go down to the very bottom, and we will just click down here, and you can see all this stuff popping up. And if you click on this arrow, you have additional formatting options. If we do the same thing on Google Keep, this is pretty much it, guys. There's really not much else that you can do besides just typing text. Now, of course, we are getting those text formatting tools, but there's just not as much stuff here that you can do. Now, there's another problem as well. Let's talk about what happens if you add an image to these notes. Let's go back over here and let's click on the camera, and we're just going to add this picture that I took today to this note, and there it is. It's in line. I can actually shrink it. I can change the size of it. If I long press, we can kind of change the size. I can move it around. I can do whatever I need to do with that image. If you come over here and you do the same thing, let's click on the little plus. The image is added at the very top of the note. You can't put it anywhere inside the actual note. It's always just going to be stuck up there at the top. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that this is kind of useless at that point. Now, of course, both of these applications need to be able to transfer to that larger tablet screen. So we'll take a look at how they both handle that. This is OneNote, and you can see here you have the recent pages over here. We can go into my notebook. We can then see the sections, and then we can see the individual notes there. You can pick one of them and then jump directly into that note from there. It's a really solid experience. But Google Keep is honestly not too bad. You have your list of notes over here, and then the note you're working on the right-hand side. So in this regard,
They're both quite strong.
So there you go, guys. Google keep taking a big step in the right direction, but still probably not going to be feature rich enough for someone like me to be able to use it to fully replace something like OneNote in my workflow. Maybe in another couple of years, they'll figure this other stuff out too. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.